Hey everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Hope you're doing well out there. Welcome to another Train Sim World news video. Today, Dovetail Games have put out the latest update for the Train Sim World roadmap. So before we go any further, there's a little overview of the April roadmap on your screens. And before we actually dive into the details, I would just like to apologise for the lack of content or activity on the channel for the past 2 to 3 weeks. I've not been feeling the best, to be honest. Yeah, that's mainly why things have been a little bit quiet or a little bit stale on the channel of late. So apologies for that. When I'm 100%, I will resume, normal schedule, normal service on the channel as regards to videos and streams. So let's take a look at the roadmap. We will start with quite a promising German route on paper, at least, and that is the Frankfurt S Bahn route. It represents the S1, S8 and S9 lines of the S Bahn Rhine-Main network, originally covering over 80 kilometres and a total of 25 stations between Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof, including the underground platforms to Wiesbaden Hauptbahnhof. But after Dovetail received significant community feedback, they agreed that missing out on the Frankfurt Flughafen long-distance station would be a big miss. Thanks to some extra effort from Dovetail's internal teams, they are now happy to announce it will be part of the released version of the route, which is fantastic. You could see the station in Train Sim World from this screenshot. It looks pretty good, but it's a Dovetail Games route, so there's bound to be some unwelcome surprises in there. It's Dovetail. What can you expect? There's also an updated Frankfurt S Bahn route map too. The station mostly serves long-distance trains, which is uncommon in Germany. It has an average of one intercity express service every 9 minutes during peak times, equating to around 160 intercity express stops every day. This makes it one of the most frequented long-distance train stations in Germany. Additionally, to support this, the freight loop in Mainz will now also be in the route, enabling trains to enter Mainz from the north after coming from Frankfurt. The Frankfurt Airport long-distance station opens up new opportunities for gameplay. We will be able to operate Intercity Express free services to Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof, Intercity Express 1 services between Frankfurt and Mainz, Intercity Express T services from Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof to Wiesbaden Hauptbahnhof via the airport and Mainz. For those particular types of services I've just listed, you will need the Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg route and the Kingsecktalbahn Frankfurt to Fluder route. We will also get intercity services and S-Bahn services that in 2018 used to end in the station late at night. They're not going to drop any more details as regards to the timetable. I imagine it's going to be pretty packed. So we'll have to wait and see what the timetable is like in due course. That's what Dovetail say anyway. I'll quickly take a look at the main piece of rolling stock that's coming with this route, or the new headline act, the star of the show, so to speak. That is, of course, the DBBR 430 electric multiple unit, which operates the bulk of traffic on the S1, S8 and S9 lines. This 4-car high-capacity multiple unit has been in full operation on the S Bahn Rhine-Main since their introduction a little over a decade ago. The design is reminiscent of a DBBR 422, which is also in Train Sim World, although with more modern fittings and tweaks befitting of a busy network such as Frankfurt. The 430s replaced the much lamented DBBR 420 and expanded the size of the fleet to offer a total of 9 trains an hour in each direction, spread across all 3 lines with up to 12 car formations. Supplementing the DBBR 430 is, of course, the DBBR 423, a stable electric multiple unit for S Bahn networks across Germany. The version included with Frankfurt S Bahn will feature a new interior to represent the S Bahn Rhine-Main variant, as well as some physics upgrades. The 423 fleet is certainly no stranger to the Wiesbaden lines, although it spends a majority of its time serving other destinations, making it a key part of the scene around Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. Providing a regional touch is the DBBR 143 electric locomotive and the Dostowwagen coaches and cab car, which runs regional Bahn services out of Wiesbaden. AI-only traffic such as intercity express and freight will suitably layer in across the route. On paper, and judging by the screenshots, it's looking pretty promising. I'm cautiously optimistic for this route. I really hope this one, is a better route overall compared to the Frankfurt S Bahn. I mean, the Frankfurt S Bahn is an okay route, but not any new traction, just a few tweaks to some existing stock. And originally when it launched, it had a timetable that was incomplete. It wasn't very good. I hope it should, in theory, on paper, be better. I really hope that is proven to be the case. There are also a couple of new gameplay loco packs that have been added to the roadmap. They don't really interest me as much. At least I'll say what they are. They are a new train, or a familiar face, let's say, from Just Trains. It is a Class 142 Pacer in Transport for Wales livery, coming to the Cardiff City network, and the BR194 and the E94 Rail Tour pack from Train Sim Germany. That is adding 1980s themed gameplay to Link Rheinstrecke, which is a German route that was added way back in Train Sim World 3. The pictures look good and the details sound interesting, but to me, it just doesn't interest me. I prefer proper loco add-ons, aka locos that we've never seen before in Train Sim World. There's also an update regarding the Cargo Line Volume 3 pack from Skyhook Games. It basically adds lots of freight services and gameplay scenarios to the West Coast Main Line South and the East Coast Main Line, including a journey mode as well. Probably cool for some, but for me, again, it just doesn't interest me. What does interest me now is the London Overground mild main line, or the North London line. The developer, Just Trains, has an update, and it's quite an important and very pleasing update to me. They have said it's been a month since the release of the DLC, and they are thrilled to see so many of us enjoying the route. Reading the feedback and watching our experiences has been incredibly rewarding for Incredible Trains. They want to thank us for all the support, etc., etc. But right now, though, they are working closely with Dovetail Games on post-release improvements. But that's not all. From seeing all the feedback and support on the route, Just Trains is now looking into an extension between Stratford to Richmond, which would include new stations and track to explore. And the best part, the extension will be for free, hooray, for all owners of the London Overground mild May line. They can't wait to share more details with us soon, so stay tuned for further updates. That's brilliant. I have said before this route was launched that to me it just feels incomplete not having the route at least go to Richmond. So now we're getting that extension from Willesden Junction to Richmond. That's brilliant. I'm going to pick it up. On a discount though, I still think $24.99 in its current condition is still very steep for a 12-mile route, but it softens the blow now that we're going to get at least one part of the mild main line finished to Richmond, and hopefully if that one pays off, we might get another extension from Willesden Junction to Clapham Junction. That's about it really. Nothing new as regards to any new exciting developments. But I will say one thing. It's a little bit disappointing that there hasn't been any updates at all regarding the Great Western Express remaster or the Schnellfahrstrecke Curl to Aachen timetable update. The Great Western Express remaster, we haven't had any news on that front since January. It's a little bit disappointing. At least have an update for it, like what's going on with it. The whole point of a roadmap is to have some clarity on these projects, and we're not receiving that clarity, which is very disappointing. And I think for Schnellfahrstrecke Curl to Aachen, the timetable update, we haven't had any news of that at all this year. So that is just very disappointing. I hope Dovetail isn't holding these improvements back deliberately, so they could just ship them in the next Train Sim World game. Very scummy decision business-wise, it makes sense, but come on, just put it in now. Come on. We're all waiting for it. don't make us pay £30 to £60 on the new version just to get access to these two particular improvements. And also, as well, the performance optimizations to the core game. I mean, what's happened with that? That's gone a little bit stale of late as well. So, yeah, a bit disappointing on that front. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. So, yeah, that concludes this roadmap update. If you'd enjoyed it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, I'd appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Excuse me, losing my voice. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.